Here's why you play Akai, the Panda Warrior as a roamer. For start, he offers excellent crowd control with his knockups, slows, and continuous pushback that can isolate key targets. Akai has amazing zoning power thanks to his ultimate, which forces enemies to reposition and often disrupts their formations. He also becomes extremely tanky during fights due to the shields from his passive and the mobility from his first skill. However, Akai has no reliable escape skill outside of his ultimate, making him vulnerable when it's down. He also requires good positioning to fully trap enemies with his spin. Lastly, Akai is easy to counter with heroes that can remove or ignore crowd control effects. Akai's passive, Tai Chi, allows him to gain a shield whenever he casts a skill, which scales with his max HP. His skills also mark enemies hit, and attacking marked enemies will deal bonus damage based on his HP. This makes Akai tanky and improves his basic attack pressure, especially when diving the backline. Akai's first skill, Headbutt, dashes forward, damaging enemies in his path, and if he hits a hero, they are briefly knocked airborne, and Akai gains the ability to roll in the direction of his joystick. The skill can also be used while spinning with his ultimate to adjust positioning quickly, allowing for creative and precise crowd control setups. Akai's second skill, Body Slam, slams the ground around him, dealing damage to nearby enemies and slowing them significantly. This ability has a short cooldown and great area control, making it ideal for poking or softening enemies before or after engaging. Akai's ultimate, Heavy Spin, begins spinning, removing all crowd control effects on him and becoming immune to slows. While spinning, he knocks enemies back and gains movement speed over time. Enemies pushed by Akai can collide into others, causing chain disruptions. This skill is powerful for peeling enemies, zoning out backliners, or pinning a target against wall or turrets. You start by the first skill to dash and knock out a key target, then immediately use the roll to reposition behind them. Activate the ultimate to pin them into a wall or a turret, and once the spin ends, use the second skill to further slow and damage them or the team around them. Moving on to builds, I usually build Tough Boots, Guardian Helmet, Dominance Ice, Immortality, Fleeting Time, and Clock of Destiny. These are the emblems that go along with this build. As for battle spells, the best battles for Akai as a roamer in my opinion are Petrify or Flicker. Petrify to momentarily stun enemies right before pinning them with your ultimate, and Flicker is also a strong alternative for better positioning or to quickly reach the enemy backline. Akai is strong against immobile mages like Odette and Eudora, as he can easily dive them and use the ultimate to force them out of position or into a wall. However, Akai struggles against heroes like Diggy and Nana who can nullify his crowd control or transform mid-spin. He is highly effective when paired with burst damage allies like Saber or Eudora who can quickly capitalize on enemies trapped by his ultimate. You should unlock the second skill level 1 for early control and clear, prioritize maxing the second skill first for consistent slows and damage, and most importantly, upgrade the ultimate whenever available. Akai's main strength lies in his ability to disrupt enemy formations and isolate key targets with precise ultimate plays. To make the most out of him, practice using terrain like walls and turrets to trap enemies during your spin. It's also important to chain his skills together. Use the first skill to dash and knock up, then immediately press the ultimate and adjust with a roll for perfect alignment. Don't hesitate to use Flicker before activating his ultimate to surprise enemies or reach priority targets. Remember, the second skill slows a large area, so it's a great tool to soften enemy movement or finish off the survivors after your combo. Timing and positioning are crucial. Spinning randomly can waste the power of your ultimate, so be patient and wait for the right moment to engage. Lastly, always check if the enemy has heroes who can negate crowd control and be cautious about using a skill too early in front of them.